The chapter we'll be discussing today is about rural livelihood. Have you ever been visited a small village? What will we can see there if we take a stroll on the ways of village? We will see most of the people they are working on the field, agricultural field, and we will see that maybe some of them they will be busy in cattle rearing, or some of them will be busy in making baskets and all. We can see even some small shops there, so some few shopkeeper also we can find there. So in that way, if we see, take an example of a village at Tamil Nadu, we will see there 90% people anyway, some way or another, they will be busy they will be occupied themselves in the agricultural field. So what can we see, what can we tell from that? The conclusion we can come that agriculture is the main occupation in the village areas, rural areas. Now if we see the agricultural field also, we will find that everybody is not working at the same level. We'll see some few people may be busy in harvesting paddy, some few will be busy of accumulating them from the field to the storehouse, and some few will be the rice mill owner, they will be selling it out, they will be accumulate those rice paddies, they will be collecting them from the common people, the farmers, those who are working at the field, from them they will be buying them, and they will utilize those products in their rice mill, and then they will sell rice in the local market, or they will sell in the city areas, urban areas. So in that way, if we find that, if we see that, we can divide even the agricultural field, agricultural sector into three parts. One is agricultural laborers, next are the small farmers and the big farmers. Now we will discuss all of them with example. Think of a village, a small hills around is a beautiful green village. We will find some ladies, those who are working as daily laborers. They are paying daily. They have sometimes seasonal, whenever it is the time, it is the season for cultivation for paddy or for rice, they are getting their jobs in the agricultural field. These ladies mostly they work from morning 8 to 9, evening 5 or 6 o'clock till the sun is there, and they are usually paid very little against their whole day work. Whatever the labor they are doing, their payment is very low. Mostly these people, not only women, some few men are also working at the same way. These people, they are landless, they don't have any land of their own. So what they do for their living, they need to depend on others, those who have their land. There was a lady named Tulsi. Now this lady, to help her husband in the household chores, she has to go for work seasonal, maybe some time in a year when there are some work for her in the agricultural field. So she is joining there as agricultural labor. They are paid in different ways, whether they are paid by cash, very small amount, or sometimes even they get a share of the crop they are harvesting there. They are getting a share of that, those yield, whatever they are getting, they are yielding in the agricultural field. Now these small laborers, those who are agricultural laborers, so one point about them what we find, they are landless, they work really hard under a supervisor. Now who will be the supervisor? Definitely someone who is the owner of the land. Sometimes even some small land owners also, they are also engaging these agricultural laborers. Their life is really not good. Most of the time they are depending on the landlords, the people, those who are giving them work. As they never have enough money in their hand, they always depend on the money lenders. And these money lenders, they are giving them loans in a very high interest rate. So how much they are working, how hard they are working, they are never able to pay it back to their money lenders on time or any time. This agricultural laborers, as they don't have their own land, many a time we find that they are coming, they are seasonal migrant. Seasonal migrant, that means in a particular time in a year when they don't have any work in their hand, in the village areas, rural areas, they are coming to the nearby cities to get some work for their livelihood. They can, that time we can find that they can work like for anything to get some money for a particular time period in the year. They are working. So these type of agricultural laborers, we even call them as migration. They are changing their place to get their livelihood. Even this happened that they keep their family there in the village, and the main earning member of the family, the male person who is coming, who is migrating to the nearby cities for some times, he earns something, and then again at that season when there is some work in the agricultural field, they are going back to the village. They join their family as well as to the village laborers to work on the agricultural field, because they are mastered in this case. They know their work better, but their life is really pathetic and miserable as they don't have any land of their own. They cannot claim anything on the production, whatever the crops producing from the land, they cannot claim anything on that. So they just work to get some money to earn their livelihood. Some few of them, they have some animals, but as I told you that their life, they are very poor people in the village. They even cannot buy more cattle or feed them more to get more milk or meat from them, that they can sell it out in the market. This is the life of our agricultural labor. Next we are coming to the small farmers. Yes, definitely it is a little better life they live, the small farmers, than the agricultural laborers. Small farmers, they usually have a small piece of land of their own, but as they don't have any of the scientific agricultural mechanism, whatever techniques, whatever it is invented now to get more production, they don't have any control on them because they don't have money. So they also depends on the money lenders or the big farmers. Small farmers, sometimes they usually the family members only, they work on the field to produce paddy or rice, but at the same time, sometimes in the season when the work is more, they hire some of the agricultural laborers on their field also. Now, why the small farmers, they also deprived? The main reason is when it is the time to harvest, the time for harvesting paddy on the field, that time they need money. They need money for many things. They need money for seeds, they need money for to buy fertilizers, they need money to even pay these agricultural laborers, even to hire a tractor which can help them to get good yield from the field. For all these reasons, they need money. The small farmers, they need money. Now, these money lenders at a village, they are charging a lot of interest from these poor people, and without even any, they don't have that much of education that they can even calculate that exactly how much they have paid and it is worthy to pay that much or not. They are mostly depending on the money lenders for calculation part. As a result, this loan procedure is never ending. First they take some loan for harvesting. Now after their yield also, they need to keep some of their products, whatever they got, the rice maybe, whatever they got from the field, they need to keep a portion of that for their full year, the entire year food for family. Now after keeping that, they are selling out the rest amount. Now this rest amount is mostly occupied by these money lenders or the big farmers. As they are paying loan to this money to the small farmers, in the beginning also the small farmers, they give them the promise that whatever the yield will come from the field, they are going to sell them to the big farmers at the cost mentioned by the big farmers. So they cannot bargain, they are not in a state of bargain. So even from there they are not getting much profit. Whatever the profit even they are getting, that also they need to pay back as interest rate to the money lenders or the big farmers. Next, the main thing about it I want to mention here, that every year production is not same from the agricultural field. So the small farmers, sometimes it happen the pest attack, sometimes it can be that scarcity of rain or water. So for many reason, for drought, for flood, if anyway they lose that production, whatever they are expecting in the field, their life becomes miserable. They cannot get them back from they cannot repay their loan as a way, they cannot even ask for more money to harvest more in the next agricultural season. Many a time this also happened that they lost even their land. They sell it out to get rid from the interest cycle of the money lenders, and these people also forced migrate to the cities. They have to come out from the village to get some food, to get their livelihood. Though this number of small farmers are only, it is more in the village we can find, and they sometimes, yes, they have that capacity. They at the side, as a side income, they keep some cattle, maybe cow, by selling those milk, or they may keep a poultry for chickens and all, and by selling their eggs and meat, they also earn a little amount of side extra money, and mainly at the time when the agricultural season is no more. At that period of time, they are earning more. They are earning their side income for their family using their cattle, maybe the cow or the chicken or some other means like goat and others also they keep to sell their products to the nearby areas, to their neighborhood, in the village itself. Next we are coming to the big farmers. Actually these are the people, those who are controlling village economy, village politics, everywhere, as these people, they have enough land in their hand. They can they are also blessed by getting bank loans, as they have enough quantity of land. And in the case of small farmers, we have many times we have agricultural laborers, anyway they are not getting any bank loans, they don't have any property. Small farmers, if they even try to, due to ignorance, many a time they are not approached, they are not approachable to the bank. At the same time, even bank refuse, as they don't have that amount of papers or the property that they can mortgage to the bank to get some loan. So they are depending on the money lenders or the big farmers. These big farmers, on the other side, on the contrary, they are getting loans easily from the bank. They have their own tractors, they have their own harvesters machine, they have huge land property. So utilizing them, and even these are the people, those who are even paying lending money to the people in the village, like agricultural laborers or small farmers, to help them in the agricultural season to harvest them. But in return, they always want that entire control on the entire production from their agricultural field. These big farmers, we have seen that they are the rice mill owners, or they may have some of the shops which have pesticides or the seeds or whatever the essential for agricultural purpose. So these people are lending all those things in a very high rate, and the other group of people, like the agricultural laborers and the small farmers, they are always depending on the big farmers, money lenders, some of the shopkeepers, those who have money, but mostly it is one group only, those who have accumulated the entire fund in their hand. This is as a whole the village economy, village livelihood, depending on the mostly on the agriculture. Other than agriculture, whatever the professions we can find in village, a few of them are controlled by the agricultural laborers and the small farmers, because whenever there is the agricultural session is not lasting more, that time the people, those who are there in the village, they work on this, like basket weaving, even I told you, like cattle rearing, selling milk or egg or the meat products or others. The other part, the shop owners, maybe the tractor owners, or maybe some of the villages we can see that people, they have their own transport means, who are who are buying vegetables or rice from the agricultural small farmers or some of the agricultural laborers, and they are selling it out to the city. This part is controlled by the higher income group, like the big farmers, money lenders, shop owners, they are controlling. Rice mill also is a very profitable business in the village. Rice mill owners, mostly they are offering low cost than it is fixed by the government to the people, those who are working on their field, but in a very small level. This rice mill, they are purchasing the rice which is producing on the field, agricultural field, and they are, and the same way they are getting their rice, the better one, in the modified way, and they are selling it out in the urban market. So again we can see that the small farmers, they are depending on the rice mill owners, because at the time of when the small farmers, they need seeds for harvesting, rice mill owners are the one, those who are paying them money, paying them loan as a form of loan to these small farmers. This is as a whole the agricultural scenario in a village level. Now read your textbook, whenever you will read that they have given 3 stories about 3 parts of this small farm, agricultural laborers, small farmers and big farmers. Now how is their livelihood and how it is changed, what is the difference between their livelihood, a very poor and then anyway managing the life, and some people, those who are really rich and have enough money in their hand, is the clear economic division in a village level. This type of village mostly we can find in the middle part of our country, where agriculture is the main occupation, profession for the people. If we are coming to the coastal areas of our country, we will find that not agriculture but fishing is the main occupation. Now why fishing is the main occupation? The reason is, in the coastal areas, sea or ocean, they are easily accessible. So people, they find it easy to go to the marine bodies and collect and catch fishes for their livelihood. But don't ever think that their life is very easy when they are catching fish. Most of the time they start their life, their day, this fisherman, they start their day even at 2:30 at midnight. They start their catamaran. Catamaran is a ship kind of a thing. They start it along with most of his family members and neighborhood friends, and they then go to the deep ocean, deep seas sometime, based on their capacity of their boat or the net they have, that how much fish they can carry, depending on that. So now they are they went there, and by the time maybe it is early evening or afternoon time, they come back with their caught whatever they catch throughout this time. They come back with that. Now this fish item, whatever they caught in the ocean, in the water bodies, they are dividing it equally between how many members they accompanied. Maybe 4 members they went together to catch fishes. So these people, they are dividing the amount of fish whatever they got, and there is a common open fish market where they are selling it out to the vendors. These vendors can be of 2 types. One type, they are small vendors. The small vendors are buying small fishes, mostly women of this area, and they are selling it out to the nearby villages. Small amount of fishes they can buy and they can go out. And there are some big vendors also, mostly those big vendors only giving money. Again here also we can find a group of money lenders, those who are paying money to this fisherman to maintain their boat, buy their boat first of all, then maintain it, maintain the engines, maintain whatever the other equipments needed like the net and the other things. They take money from the money lenders, and while they are selling their fish, their catches to these vendors, big vendors, they are adjusting those money, and they are even bound to sell their fish to that particular vendors only from whom they have taken the loan, from whom they have taken the money. They are forced to sell their entire catch to them only. Now these fishermen, whenever they are coming back, they are dividing the entire catch, whatever the fishes they caught. They are dividing them, while dividing, they are keeping one part extra by the name of the boat. The boat, the catamaran, they are using to sail on the sea. Now, why they are keeping it? They are keeping this part to maintain the boat, for the maintenance of the boat. And if someone is the owner of the boat, naturally he is getting some extra part of the catch, whatever the fish they caught together. Life is not at all easy for them. Many a times they are not even able to go to the sea due to the environmental situation. You know that sometimes it is very stormy, sometimes it can be that there is a chance for lower depression areas, when from the government side they stop fishermen to go to the seas, and in a particular time, that is the breeding season for fishes, those 2 to 3 months fishermen are not allowed even to catch fishes from the ocean. These are the very tough time for the fishermen. Mostly these are the time when they had to depend, either they are depending on the money they have saved and the rest part of the year, or they need to opt for some other occupation like net weaving or something else, that they can get their livelihood, whatever they need money for their livelihood, they can arrange for that. This is as a whole the the rural livelihood, the village areas, how the people in India, Indian village areas they live. This is a small picture on that. Your book has given good examples, giving the storyline that how from a family, some fishermen, they went to ocean and how they catch fish, how their family members are waiting when they are coming back, and how they are then dividing their catch, whatever the fishes they caught there, and then they are selling it out in the evening time to the vendors. The entire scenario is depicting in the story, as in a story form in your textbook. Happy reading.